Alright, all you plastic porn junkies. This is Bobby with Whopper Baits. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about dual injectors, about keeping dual injectors clean, but more importantly, how to shoot them the first time without them getting clogged up. I had a lot of problems when I first started, and I finally sort of perfected my way of doing it. First thing is, I always wear gloves, both hands. I always wear glasses. Never take my glasses off when I'm in here pouring. The other thing is, with these small injectors, you got a really small port. I'm not going to talk too much about pouring them or injecting them as I am how to heat them and keep them cleaned out. The first thing I always do, of course my plastic's heated. I'm getting ready to make some okeechobee crawl, which is green pumpkin on one side, dark blue sapphire on the other, my dark blue sapphire. But what I'll do, I've got a propane torch, just a regular old propane torch you buy at Home Depot or at Walmart. These refills cost about $3, $2.96 at Walmart. You can buy them in a 4-pack. What I'll do is I'll always heat my injectors with a propane torch before I start. So it's not as important to heat them after you pour or after you inject your first set through them because they'll be warm. One thing I do is I'll leave a coat of plastic on them to keep them warm after I shoot my first set, if I'm doing multiples. What I'm doing right now is I'm making 100 3¼ inch crazy crawls for someone, and it's going to be an okeechobee crawl color. What I'll do is I'll heat up both molds. I'll pay special attention to the tip. The tip's where the thickest metal is, so I'll heat the tip up a little longer than everything else. This is very thin metal on the barrel. Doesn't require a lot of heating or a lot of time heating. So I'll heat those up while my plastic is still cooking in the microwave. Alright, so I've got both barrels heated up. They're good and hot. I'm not going to tongue test them. I kind of know by feel that they're hot and how long it takes. I've just done so many of them. You can work the barrel back and forth, and you'll feel dropped the tip. You'll feel that it loosens up quite a bit once after you heat it up. So let me get my plastic out, and then we'll shoot some. I'll show you that one of the first things I do when I get my plastic out, and I think this is covered in the other video, and I'll go ahead and mix my plastic. You can't see me doing it here, but I'll mix my plastic, and I actually forgot to add blue flake to it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast. I've had this heating in the microwave, and I got it all good and ready. So I wouldn't slow the video down. Now I've slowed the video down. I didn't have my blue flake in it. Alright. The first thing I'll do, I've got my injector heated up. I'll open it all the way wide, and I think this is covered in the other video, and I'll place it in the plastic. Just let it sit there. That's going to get the tip around the same temperature of the plastic, and it's going to keep it warm. And I'll do that with both injectors. Here's the second one. I'm going to go ahead and put it down in the green pumpkin. I'm not sure you can see those there. Right, but I've got my molds ready. I'll scoot them down a little bit so we can see. But I've got my injectors in my plastic. I've got it all stirred up. These are pulled all the way out. What I'm going to do is evacuate the air out. The air is going to go out every time. It'll never get clogged up with air. I'll suck up an injector full, and I'll evacuate it. And then I'll suck up an injector full. What I just did is I heated the entire body of the injector to about the same as the plastic. These are medium injectors, a little bit harder to work with than the smalls, but I do a lot of volume in laminated baits, especially superbugs and craws. So as soon as these things finally came out, I snatched onto them because I need them. Alright, so I've got my plastic in there, got my adapter set. I actually have an index mark on my adapter. That's covered in the other video. But I'll go ahead and shoot as many as I can shoot. It worked just fine, and I had my air conditioner on, and it's about 68 degrees in my pouring room. So I've had my air conditioner on for about the last 45 minutes, and you'll notice having no issues whatsoever with this. All the plastic's coming out just fine. It's not locking up. It's not drying in the nozzle. None of those problems. And it's all because I heated it up. Another thing, I don't know, I don't want this to turn into a two-color injection clinic, but one thing I'll do is if I'm doing a whole lot, I don't know if you can see my cups or not, but I've got about 3 cups of plastic in each one of my Pyrex bowls. And the first set, usually, I won't have to reheat. I won't have to reheat the plastic because there's going to be enough plastic left in there so that I can quickly break my molds down, take my baits out, and do another set without having to reheat it. Of course, as everybody knows, the more you reheat your plastic, no matter what color it is, it's not good. So the more you can avoid reheating, the better off you are. So I grabbed these with the wrong hand, so I got them backwards. I'm going to have to pour or inject backwards. Okay. And most importantly, don't ever inject without your gloves on. Of course, you're not going to be able to do much two-color injecting without gloves on. In the very beginning, I did some single-color injecting without gloves. It didn't take long to figure out that wasn't going to work. And you can't even do it with a dual color. There's no way. As much as you have to grab it with your hands, there's no way to do it without gloves. Eye protection is probably the most important thing I use. And again, I never take it off. So as you see, I'm going to be able to leave these in here and suck up more plastic. But what I'll do in between, especially on the first one, is I'll leave my injectors in the plastic. And more than likely I'll be able to, once I get these demolded, I'll be able to suck up more plastic and go ahead and shoot 20 more. Because there's still a lot of plastic left, it takes a long time to dry. But that's it. Just heat up your injector with a propane torch. I have my bigger molds like sticks. I'll always heat my molds a little bit. But what I usually do is just heat the cavities up. And I get them to about room temperature and it seems to work fine. Other people try to get them a little hotter. But with sticks, I usually never make sticks unless I'm making about 10 bags, about 3 cups worth of plastic. So I shoot a lot when I'm doing the sticks. So the cooler my mold is to start out, the better off I am, because it'll heat it. The hotter it is when you start, the quicker it'll heat up, and pretty soon you can't hold on to it, and your baits won't dry as fast. So that's how you do two-color injecting. Make sure that's the easiest way and fastest way I know of to heat your molds. Using a hot plate, it might take 10-20 minutes to heat up your injectors. This way, it's super quick. You can heat both injectors up in less than a minute. So there you have it.